been blind or almost so, visually impaired. They've been great inventors. They've been great musicians. I mean, sports personalities, and so on, whose vision is not 20/20. All right, so we need to understand that as well. One does not have to have so-called perfect vision in order to be able to make a powerful contribution to his environment. All right, so let's talk some more about that. All right, give us your views on what you think is contributing to the exponential growth in the number of persons who have to depend on assistance from eyeglasses and contact lenses in order to see. Why did that so many persons? And like I said, I had asked a doctor to come here, a doctor who specializes in matters relating to the eye and sight and so on. Unfortunately, she couldn't make it, so we are without her. But what are some of the factors that contribute to so many individuals having to depend on glasses? Or is it just a fashion statement? Are people wearing glasses because it enhances their appearance? Right? I remember I used to hear that people look more intellectual, they look more academically and educationally sophisticated when they wear glasses. Alright? And even when people are obliged to wear glasses, you know, they tend to go for certain styles and fashions, you know, to enhance their appearance, to glamorize their looks. Alright? So are people wearing glasses because of that? Or are the majority of us wearing glasses because we need to? They're prescribed by doctors. Let's hear what this caller has to say. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Dr. Brick.
Good morning, sir.
You're great.
That's referring to yourself? Or are you referring to GQ as the great?
well, GQ is in another cage, but he we leave him GQ though.
Okay, alright.
That's my good friend. If I tell you about GQ, everybody who got problem with it, I will see right off.
Okay then. Alright.
So we were told in the Bible that Bartimaeus had a problem with his eyes, right?
Yeah.
So that is something I believe trickled down. And you would be surprised to know there are more persons in the world who got eye problem that you could visually see has eye problem.
Oh yeah, I think so, definitely.
Yeah, a lot of people are ashamed to say, well then, this eye can only look to the right, and the other one, it dumb, it and dim. But there is nothing to hide, because a lot of people hide the age, and when they did, the whole world know how old they be.
Right, that's true.
So,
in most cases.
And the older we get, our body parts wear and tear. And the eyes are a big example of that. Now, if someone go out in the sun all day and look up, gaze in the sky looking at the sun, what do you think will happen to the eye by tonight and tomorrow? It will damage something in the eye.
Definitely.
So therefore, what we have to do is to study the eyes, what is good for it in terms of food. And the things that are bad for it, leave it. I know for sure. Smoke is bad for the eyes. Because when a little bit of smoke get in your eye, it make your eye run, nose run. And it burn your eye. And if it does that, it affects the physical structure of your eyes. So we got to say thank God that we have people here can teach us and give us information of how to protect our eyes and what causes our eyes to go bad.
Have you ever heard that masturbation leads to blindness? Have you ever heard that?
Yeah. I've been hearing that since me a little boy.
What's your position on that? As far as you know?
Well,
or believe?
Yes, I had believed it in my ears, but practically I ain't experienced it. Don't have Jicky did.
Jicky is gone, he's gone.
I can tell you something. I have learned some years ago in St. John, Virgin Islands, from an old ship captain. He asked me if I know the reason why those pelican, what we call booby.
Yes.
He said after a while you see them flying and they put up to things, trees and so. He said after a while they come blind because when they're up in the air, and they see a fish, the speed that they come down, they dive down from up so high, and they hit the water. He said the pressure of the water does damage the eyes. And after a while, they just can't see, so they just fly and boot up. So,
I doubt that.
birds and all have affected eyes. And a lot of people, so we have to thank God again. And people, you know what I think? Imagine you watching a television or a computer screen all the 8 hours or more. That background of light behind you, it affecting your eye.
Mm-hmm.
In the longer run, your eye's gonna run water, and you're gonna need your eye's gonna need help by wearing glasses or shades to look at that eye. So I'm just warning people, please take care of your eyes. If you're grinding something that is letting go sparks, put on your goggles. You never know. Even if you're pounding a concrete nail in a wall, put on your goggles. I've known a man, he said he was pounding concrete nail in a wall, and a piece fly off and stick in the eye. And he had to go to Puerto Rico, and from that, wear glasses. So protect your eyes always.
Very well.
All the best. And I wish everybody who got eye problem that our eyes can be better every day we wake up. Don't deny the doctor treatment, the doctor prescription, and say, man, me all right. No. Respect them and protect yourself. Thank you, Brother Blake.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay. This story about the boobies, I really take that with an ounce of skepticism, because I believe that God in His wisdom designed animals with particular capabilities, particular skills. And I believe the booby does what it was designed to do. Let's take this caller. Hello.
Good morning, Brother Blake.
Morning, sir.
Well, if masturbation was that, I believe I wouldn't be a blind man up to now.
Confession is good for the soul.
Because up to now is me want to live. When I in the bed, I just lay down and watch up in the roof. Anyway, Brother Blake.
Yes.
I know two elderly ladies, 190 and 195.
Mm-hmm.
One gonna make 96, the 13th of this month here.
Right.
And Brother Blake, those two ladies could tread needle up to now still.
Right.
Brother Blake, when you want 95, well, she don't put on she glasses when she doing anything. But she could walk, go anywhere, and see me from a distance and call me name from a distance. You understand?
Definitely.
Oh, so it's well perfect and good still. And I just want to know what a cause I start the culture. People got to take care of the eye. Because sometimes your eye start to burn you. And then you start to rub all kind of thing in your eye. You start to rub your eye. You don't know what pan your hand. You don't know what chemical or what pan your hand to affect it. And you start to rub your eye. And I believe that is what some people just get the eye damage because of that. And some people get their eyesight because of sugar, diabetes.
Right.
You understand? But I know that lady, the lady with 90, she's a diabetic. And that one could see as good as me. You understand?
Yes.
So, Brother Blake, I believe that taking care of your sight and everything and try to eat the right food, I believe that your eyesight will be more healthier, especially if you're a diabetic. You use what you're supposed to use. Because if you use things, something that could cause your eyesight to lose your eyesight. Okay then, Brother Blake.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
So,
Appreciate that intervention as well. We have another caller? Okay. Let's say that's a very important point to make there. That even though this lady is diabetic at 95 or 90, she still sees well. That proves the point, ladies and gentlemen, that different diseases affect different people in different ways. And I think we need to emphasize that sometimes. So don't think, a lot of us tend to assume automatically because we hear that somebody has a particular disease that he or she can't do this or can't do that or is going to die soon or something like that. Ladies and gentlemen, nothing tall goes so, as we say colloquially. Different diseases affect different people in different ways, and this is why some persons last so long with diseases that are deadlier than others, which kill others in quick time. Let's take this caller. Hello. Hello.
Hi, good morning, Mr. Blake. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Both
Yes,
you are
I
too?
agree with you. The different disease affect different persons different ways. Because younger persons are diabetic and they have lost their sight or they're having problem with their sight. But look at it, that lady that is 90 plus. Her eyes are still good. It depends on your sometimes it's hereditary. Sometimes glaucoma. You might be a diabetic and you still have glaucoma. Some persons are diabetic, they don't have the glaucoma.
Exactly.
So you have cancer and different stuff in different families. Some persons would have that.
Right.
And I always hear one or two persons say, I gone blind because I had problem with my eye and the doctor cut my eye and he make me blind. To me, it is more than that. Something was going on before and whatever surgery you did, it just didn't work. I want to believe sometimes maybe the doctor might tell you it's a 50-50 chance and you still take the chance. But then don't blame it on the doctor. You had a problem. There was a problem. It's obvious there was a problem and you lost your sight. I'm not saying maybe there might be one or two cases, rare cases maybe, that would cause, But to me, it's most of the time it's just your health.
What do you
Sorry or otherwise.
What do you know about women going blind as a result of pregnancy?
When they're pregnant?
As a result of pregnancy. Whether it
As a
is.
result, I've never heard of that.
Oh yeah, there are some documented cases, including right here in St. Kitts, where a lady loses her sight right after she is delivered, or as a result of the pregnancy. That's why all that the doctor was spoken about today, who was supposed to have been not my guest, but she has left the island, like I said. So
Yeah, I heard you said that yesterday.
yeah,
Well, I think I know a blind lady need it just, for a while too, and I heard her say she got blind after giving birth, but I don't know what the problem was. I can't say
Right,
for
yeah,
that
okay.
one.
Mhm.
And then it's news to me hearing about the masturbation, and I've never heard that, and I'm almost 100.
imagine
First
that.
time I'm hearing that.
Yeah.
First time I'm hearing that. But our eyes are our market, and let us do as best as we can. As best as we can to have good health.
Definitely.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
And I realize a lot of people now too. A lot of young persons. Everybody wearing a lot of people wearing glasses.
You bet.
A lot of people check. I have a lot of. I find there's a lot of eye pop diseases now. I don't know,
Yep.
but it's really the last days. Okay, have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Appreciate that.
Yes, bye.
All right. Let's take another caller. Hello.
Brother Blake,
Yes, sir.
we forget to tell our friend in Mountshot good morning, because he log on and he'll come back in. Now, my mother passed away about 4 years ago at the age of 94. And my mother could not take a book and read it without glasses.
Wait.
So that's a gift from God herself to her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's very fortunate to have her sight at that age. Now, I'm going to make some accusation here now. Like you said, you asked me for how that masturbation bring blindness. Well, I would like to know which DPP in the world is going to take up the case with those two sisters, twin sisters. Because they have caused a lot of men to go blind by masturbating. Miss Palmer and his sister, Miss Anna. So I want to know who DPP going to charge them for causing a lot of men to go blind. Because a lot of men don't interfere with them two sisters, Some of them blind and some still could see.
I see.
So if you know which DPP responsibility to deal with them, please tell them. Tell them that they will be charged.
Very well.
Okay. Good morning, Mountshot.
All right.
Okay.
Let's okay. So yeah, so all this I think I'm gonna have it even when the doctor returns, or I might ask another doctor. But when she returns, or in her absence, I'm gonna ask another doctor to come explain that to us, because the question of women becoming blind as a result of pregnancy really baffles me, intrigues me, and I'd like to know more about it. Especially, well, I have 9 sisters, as I like to say, and that's important. In fact, one of my sisters, speaking about the fact that different diseases affect different people in different ways, I had a very good friend who was a teacher with me at Bassey High School. Very good friend. We got along together well. He spent time at my house. I spent time at his in Nevis, and he had plans of getting married and so on when he died from kidney disease, kidney failure. I think he lasted just about a year or so before he died. Whereas I have a sister who had the same issue. She lasted for 12 years with the same problem that my teacher friend had. My very younger sister, died after about 12 years with the same disease in Florida. All right, and so that's just a small case, one small example. We also have persons who have one eye. They physically have just one eye, or they can see from just one of two good-looking eyes. To the rest of us, both eyes look to be in good shape, look to be operating well, but the truth is they can only see either well or partially from just one eye. The other eye does not function. It is just there for cosmetic purposes, so to speak. So we need to be aware of that as well. And I believe if we were to add those that cohort of persons, the number of persons who see from just one eye, who see well from just one eye, to all those who are blind and those who are visually impaired, right, including those who wear glasses, I think that would easily be the majority of the population of the world. So that tells us that there is something amiss with what we're doing with respect to care for our eyes. If we have such very large numbers, and I don't think that there's any other disease or any other organ, rather, that is affected and that is lost fully or partially as much as the one of sight. I don't think so many persons lose their sense of taste, their sense of hearing, their sense of feeling, their ability to walk or whatever else, as much as persons who lose their sight. Lose it completely or lose it partially. And then the argument is it better to have been born blind so that you don't lose any sense of appreciation of what exists, of what is, or as opposed to being born sighted and then lose your sight, so then you pine and whine and you grope and mope because, hey, you remember the days when you could see this and enjoy this and participate in that, and now you can't because you can no longer see. There was a time when you were helping others, and now you have to be helped yourself because you've lost your sight, and now you have to be assisted in crossing the street, in finding your way, and so on. Which is anyone a better quote-unquote situation to be in? I know I've heard one guy testify in church and say he's blind, he was born blind, and he's happy for that because the first face that he sees will be the face of his Lord Jesus the Christ. Alright? So he does not mind having been born blind. So he cannot say, I'm sorry, I can no longer see the sunset. I can no longer enjoy the kaleidoscope of colors or the beautiful flowers that adorn a particular field, or I can't see the beauty in this child or in this lady, and so on. He does not have that regret. He was born blind. He has adapted to that reality, which is far easier than the person who has to move from stage A of being sighted to stage W of being blind. And so we have to consider all of that. And of course, one of the things the doctor would raise is, why is it, what contributes to persons being born blind? You're born blind to sighted parents. And one of the questions I wanted answered was, is it automatic that if a blind man, born blind from birth, for example, marries a blind woman, also blind from birth, and they copulate and produce a child, is it automatic that the child will be born blind? One can argue that the child would have a propensity, a likelihood of becoming blind at some point in life, but will the child necessarily be born blind? I don't know. And maybe those of you who know can give us a call and let us know what you think. We're going to take a station break now, and when we come back, we hope to hear from more of you.
The 869 area. Celebrating your radio. It's ZIZ.
Poinciana Restaurant on the Frigate Bay Road opens daily at 11 a.m. to serve you lunch and dinner. Whether you desire to dine in or take out, Poinciana Restaurant offers both to serve you better. Call Poinciana Restaurant at 465-5216 for your lunch or dinner takeout and reservations.
The summer is on, and now is the time to get an AC unit installed in your office or home. Look no further than top-class AC and refrigeration services. St. Kitts' #1 outlet for air conditioning, insulation, and refrigeration spare parts sales. And if you come today, you get a 10% discount on the purchase of portable AC units. Top Glass also offers AC mold removal and remediation and auto AC repairs and servicing. Inquire today, 660-9889, 663-5314, or email topclassacworks@gmail.com. You can also visit the store at the corner of Keon Street and Shaw Avenue, Bastyr. Top Class AC and Refrigeration Services.
This is my land, my island, our home. The climate has changed, it's becoming strange. We have to come together to keep her forever resilient and strong. We need slow stabilization, forest rehabilitation. Come together as a nation for drought and flood mitigation. Development with policies and plans. Let's change our ways, protect our lands. Get involved, every child, woman and man. Island resilience has got the plan. This is my land, my island, our home. It's time to come together to keep her forever resilient and strong.
Island Resilience, promoting a climate of change. The Climate Change Adaptation and Sustainable Land Management Initiative of the OECS Commission, funded by the European Union.
At ZIZ, we want to take a moment to salute our small business owners and encourage you to support them. Our small business owners are always hard at work providing quality goods and services to you. They also provide employment for many and can be counted on to give back to our communities. Today and every day, we salute our small business owners and we say thank you for the opportunity to provide advertising services to you. If you're a small business, call us at 465-2621 to join our family of small business advertisers. Call us 465-2621. You'll be glad you did.
Okay, yes, we're back with you. All right, thank you. We want to thank Europe, of course, for sponsoring Frank and Candid here on ZIZ every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to midday. Just two things, though. I am not, of course, a specialist in the stretch of the imagination with respect to eyes and sight and so on. What I do know, and I can testify vehemently, and this is not vicariously, this is direct experience. When an object, a small object, lands in someone's eye, if a small object lands in your eye, you know, we tend to have somebody come and blow in our eye, attempting to dislodge the item. What I have found works for me, ladies and gentlemen, is that I close my eyes, whichever eye is affected here now, close my eyes tightly and blow my nose as hard as possible. And the object is removed. The object is dislodged from wherever it is. That no longer irritates my eye, no longer bothers me. Believe it or not, I wanted to try it. Okay? I close my eyes tightly as possible, and I blow my nose as vehemently, as forcefully, as violently as possible. And that works for me every time. All right? It might not work for you. You know, just like other medicines work miracles and results in healing of others, and for other persons it precipitates their death. Well, it might not work for you, but it works for me. Let's take this caller. Hello?
Yeah, Brother Blake.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I also hear too that when you're peeping, consistently peeping, right, that could weaken your eyesight because you put a lot of pressure upon the next eyesight.
When you're peeping?
When you peep,
Okay, right, yeah.
You know, some man like peep, you know, spoil some people and so. You might just hold to a spoil and spoil into a whole of what's going on with somebody in the private business and so. You know, when we be young, when we be smaller, we used to do a lot of that. You know, when we was young, we get blows for that too. Because sometimes we catch doing them things. And I made to understand that could help weaken your sweat because you put pressure upon one of the eye when you're peeping, and then you help weaken your eyesight.
Well, that's interesting because a lot of soldiers, police officers, and so on, in using firearms, in using weapons, you have to close one eye and you know, use the other one to focus. So I'm not sure if it's the same thing.
You wish that you to open your see what going on more.
I see.
You got one open. Remember what you're not closing the eye. You don't peep and you got the next eye open.
Now, when I was in defense force, and we were on the range.
Could have see to see what's going on more better. Anyway, I want to say good morning to Keisha Merritt up there in Buckley, my good friend. She always listening to me.
Very well.
Okay then, Brother Blake.
Thank you. All right, let's take another caller.
Good morning, Mr. Blake.
Talk to me, sir.
This is a woman.
Hey, my apologies. My humblest apologies.
This is Carol Williams.
Oh, my good friend, Officer Carol.
Yeah.
My humblest apologies.
Yes.
Yes.
I know my voice, people feel that sometimes the way I speak, people from me, you know. But I'm now visually impaired. And, you know, sometimes I give God thanks for it. But with modern technology, I am not left out because I'm not able to move around the street and do some things as I wish, but because of iPad and so, I can read my Bible and I can look at my podcasts and what's not.
Very good.
Yeah, and I hear a lot of people giving the doctor a bad name. I know I think in 2012 I went to Tortola and I picked up a poison down there, a food poisoning. Nobody knew. I don't know what poison because the insurance didn't pay me. And my vision in my right eye almost where it went. And then I complained to the doctor that the vision in my right eye, my left eye, was going. But they said they couldn't do anything until September. I would come back. Since that day, they said my optic nerve in my right eye is gone. And the one left almost gone. But now I give God thanks, you know, the claims are bothering me. But what I'm saying, the doctor operated on my right eye. And every time I go to the doctor in Nevis, they have some doctor from America to come down. They compliment him for the operation. He did a glaucoma operation. And they compliment him because every time I go, my pressure in my that eye is either 10 or 12 low down, and the other one stable. You know, but he wanted to go on the other eye. I tell him, no, darling, left the other one for me, yeah? No, I was satisfied that he tried something there, but you don't. He said that we don't. What he not trick people in. He convinced you that you need to take a gamble in life. But I don't gamble with my eye, you know. He thinks we don't like to take the gamble. We pull back too quick. We don't take all those big chances. And in Canada, some people take chances. I tell them, okay, I can't have a chance. But I won't castigate him that he make people lose the sight and so. You must know how far your eye be to take the operation, eh?
Okay.
Yeah. But when it comes to the vision, loss of vision, I thank God every day I can glimpse. Sometimes I can cook, and I can think, but I don't go down the street by myself. I have my children to carry me where I want to go.
That's right.
Yes, and I thank God for that, you know, and I use my iPad daily to do my daily Bible reading and what's not.
Very good.
Yes, so I say if it wasn't for this technology, it would be lost because I can't read from a hard cover book. I had the paper book.
Right, hard copies. Yeah.
Yeah. So I sometimes go and I read my e-books.
Correct.
But you have to give God every time I look at something, even to look at my fingernails. I thank God for what I can do.
That's right.
And and losing sight, losing any of your members, is what you the peace you have within yourself that causes you to be happy, you know.
Correct.
If you don't have this pity party. You know, some people say, poor, somebody lose a leg, they say, Lord, poor him. They say, Lord, some people say, Lord, carry on against you. But then I look at others who are totally blind, and they are doing things. I know a friend, she's totally blind. And she tell me she cook, she bake, and so. So when I'm tempted to be lazy, I get up and say, no, Carol, man. If she totally blind, she cook, me have to do something too.
Exactly.
No, you have to have that kind of ambition.
Yeah, and be inspired by the stories and lifestyles of others.
And then you listen. When I look at the evangelist on the TV, the man who has no leg and no arms.
Right, you are. Yeah.
And he come a worldwide figure.
Yeah, motivational speaker.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when he started for us when he was younger, he couldn't scarcely understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
I follow him long time.
Yeah, me too.
And I think we had this pity party. And then you get God thanks for the years you had. I tell myself I had 62 years good of seeing good. So I can just say, Lord, poor me. Can't walk so. Because what about some children never see that? When I look at those two boys in the Cotton Thomas school, twins, they never see it. And they're living a normal life. You know, they have twin boys over the Cotton Thomas school. They're blind at birth.
Yes, of course. We're all familiar with them.
Yeah, and they're saying that poor me. They say they're just obstinate like ordinary children.
Well, not obstinate. They're behaving like ordinary children. Because all children are obstinate. All children are joy to behold.
You can't believe it. You can't believe the blind.
Obstinate at times. All of us have been obstinate at times. Mm.
So we have to give God thanks. Whatever state we find ourselves in, we must say thank you, Lord.
Definitely.
Okay then.
Thank you. Appreciate that, and that's the attitude to have. Okay. It is no use recounting your woes into every listener's ear. For pity and sympathy won't get you far, though they may be quite kind and sincere. So she's right. Okay. Now, of course, we have Braille. Braille has been developed a long time ago, thanks to Louis Braille, the Frenchman who developed that system of reading for blind and visually impaired persons. But we are still talking about what is it. I would like to know what is it that contributes to so many persons. What is it that we are doing? Is it what we are drinking? Is it what we are eating? Is it what we are thinking? Why do we have so many persons who have problems with sight? Some from early o'clock and almost all from at some stage in life. Good morning, caller. Okay, we lost him or her. Let's take this other one. Hello.
Hi, Mr. Blake.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you realize there's a noise in the background, like a song or something playing, some music playing there in the background?
No, I'm not aware of that. No.
Okay.
You sure it's not your radio?
Sorry. You were saying something?
Sorry, go ahead. Carry on.
Okay, you were asking if we know of anybody who born, like, both parents are blind and have children born with their sight, but, you know, we're not accustomed to these things in this past.
Right.
So I'm not knowing anyone. But I think years ago I would have read an article, and he spoke about if a woman has like the hepatitis, not hepatitis, herpes or one of those
sexually transmitted diseases. Yes.
And you're pregnant with a child, it can cause the child to born blind.
Okay.
I'm sure I read that some years ago.
Yeah, that's possible. That sounds plausible.
It can cause the child to born blind. I'm not sure which one of them, but
even though the parent is sighted.
Herpes or hepatitis or the other one.
Even though the mother is sighted. That's what you're saying.
Sorry?
You're saying even though the mother can see, if she suffers from that particular sexually transmitted disease or sexually transmitted infection, the child might be born blind.
But yeah, it could cause the child to born blind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Blake.
Yeah, good morning.
Mr. Blake, you're tuning Candid. Boy, what is the topic?
We're talking about today's World Sight Day. Today, 8th October, is World Sight Day. So we're talking about the importance of sight. Why did so many persons are visually impaired? Why did so many persons have issues with their eyesight at some point in their lives?
Well, okay, Mr. Blake. It is claimed that this is where we eat and drink in many cases. Sometimes poor health situation. You got some people, a group of people they call doctors beyond borders or something like that.
Yes.
At times they carry out a campaign in South America, Asia, Africa.
Around the world.
And they restore the site to a lot of people.
Right. They attempt to do that.
Because some of them had cataract and some of them at 40 or more. For some people would have been able to see. So, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know maybe why you eat what you drink, because a lot of sugar. People consuming sugar like you're going out of style. You know, all kind of farms, especially drink.
Let me put a plug there. Hello. Let me stop you there. Hello.
Hello?
I don't think it's just a case of people consuming a lot of sugar. The manufacturers are putting far too much sugar in their products.
Yeah?
There is too much sugar in far too many items that we buy, that we depend on, that we use in the supermarkets and shops and stores.
They may be right. They have to have a certain standard, but I'm a person afraid of sugar, and salt. But Mr. Blake, let me just ask you something while on the radio. It's not about blindness, but you as an educator, there's a word that I learned in school called normality. But nowadays I hear a lot of people, even government officials, saying normalcy. You have any idea or any history about why the word changed from normality and they're using it now as normalcy? If so, if you could say anything, I'll be glad.
Okay. Thank you. We have another caller. We're asking for an English lesson now. I'm not sure if now is the time. I'll probably deal with that another time. Because we're running out of time quickly. I want to talk, I want to remind the public as well that one of the things we should never do is rub our eyes. Ladies and gentlemen listening to me, please encourage your children, your significant others, your family members, your neighbors, never to rub their eyes. Rubbing your eyes makes the situation worse. Whether your eye is hurting you, itching you, whether there's something in your eye or you think there's something in your eye, do not rub your eyes. I am convinced that I have never had red eyes, conjunctivitis. I've never had that, because even though it is spreading like wildfire here, there and everywhere, and I feel my eye itching me and as though red eye is attempting to strike me down, I refuse to rub my eye. Do not rub your eyes. I don't think there is any eye specialist who would ever encourage rubbing your eyes for any reason at all. From all my readings, all that I've heard, all the lectures I've attended and so on, rubbing your eyes is a no-no. Do not rub your eyes. You rub your stomach, you rub your back, you rub your legs, you rub wherever else, but do not rub your eyes. I understand that simply rubbing your eyes, you're forcing whatever the item is, whatever the foreign agent is, rubbing it further into that the membrane of your eye. It's making the situation worse. It's making the situation worse. It's as though you have a thorn that's pricking you, and you pound it. You pound it on the ground. You're actually driving it in further into your body. You're piercing your skin further and pushing it inside your body. It get into your bloodstream or another organ or something. So I just wanted to make sure I emphasize that before the program ends. Do not rub your eyes. Let's tell our children, teach our children not to rub their eyes. You can wash your eyes out, close your eyes, blow your nose and so on, but do not rub your eyes. Let's take this caller. Hello.
Hey, Brother Blake.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I once was told on a radio program from an eye specialist doctor that it is okay after surgery with your eyes. You could go in the cigar bay, that's number one, and I don't believe that is good for your eye. And he also said that you could go to your store or cook or whatever. I tell him, no, that got to be wrong. Because how come other doctors in other places, they tell you do not go to the stove, you go to the heat. And they put on a patch over that eye that was operated on. And he said that is all-time foolishness for them to cover your eye with patch. They know why they put on the patch. The patch, I tell him, the patch could protect your eyes from other obstacles flying around the place. That's one. And since he had surgery on it, they know what glare the eye can stand from what you cannot stand. So some of them just got people confused, but we just have to use common sense. Because if you see somebody doing arc welding and you're going close up, go stand up, watch that with your eye. Well, man, it's better you go down the bed and let somebody throw sand in your eye than to watch that. Because the amount of pain that going to give you overnight. Mr. Black, you could put your head in a fridge and shut in the door that you can't see no glare. It's like you're watching the sun. So I don't know what some people that tell people we have to protect our eyes. Look how we say don't rub it. Because you irritate the nerves in your eye. And you make it worse. Thank you, Brother Blake.
Yeah, but I just want to mention that different doctors prescribe different medicines for the same illness. It's amazing. It's just amazing. So I'm not surprised that some doctors will say, hey, head for the seawater. And some doctors recommend the seawater for almost every conceivable ailment as having therapeutic qualities. And other doctors will say, stay far away. It's the same thing when it comes to the use of eggs and drinking milk. Some doctors say, hey, nothing, absolutely nothing. Some dietitians and nutritionists would say, absolutely nothing is wrong with drinking milk at any age for anyone once you're not lactose intolerant. And others would say, no, we're not animals. And apart from breastfeeding, we should not be drinking milk and so on. We're only mammals. We are the only mammals that drink milk way into our adult lives. But other doctors would say nothing at all is wrong with milk. And my grandmother, who died at 99 years and 6 months, my father's mother, would tell you that she drank milk, not only goat milk, which used to be brought around in bottles every day and left at your door when she was young, when she was a child and a young adult and so on. But in her older age, she wanted milk every day in her tea, and she wanted milk on a regular basis, and she drank milk and lived without ever wearing glasses, by the way. Never had problems with her sight. She had problems with her hearing right up until she died at 99 years and 6 months. My mother's mother died at 87, never wore glasses either, and had milk right up until she died, and so on. So it's amazing. Doctors differ in their diagnoses and in the prognosis and in their prescriptions and so on, and that is reality of life. Let's take this caller. Hello.
Yeah, it's me. I go know. But I love milk, Mr. Blake. Milk has helped me to survive when I was going village school. Every day I go and I take all of 3 and 4 glasses of milk. But since I got big, what make me now ease up on the milk, and I have to know when to drink milk. I went by a friend's house one time, and he drank so much milk in the morning that he went go lay down on the bed. And while he lay down on the bed, he passed a gas and knocked out his house bulb. I said, boy, what happened, boy? He said, boy, I drink a lot of milk this morning. So, I back off of the milk for a while.
I see.
Okay then.
All right. Yeah, I only do the example of milk, as a case in point. But there are many other issues, many other cases, many other examples where doctors differ in terms of their understanding, their analysis, and their recommendations for dealing with the same issue. So that Dr. A tells patient B, do this, don't do that. And Dr. C will tell the same patient B, don't do this and do that. And that's interesting. Alright? Sometimes that's why you need a second and third opinion. A second and third opinion. Could you imagine what it would be like if we went to Dr. A and he told us, do this. Dr. B said, do that. And Dr. C said, do neither this nor that. We would be in big trouble, wouldn't we? So it's a good thing we perhaps stick with just 1 or 2 doctors. We have another caller? Not yet? Alright, well, we're running out of time as per usual. I promised the individual, I think he asked something about normality or something. I'm going to deal with that tomorrow because I want to get the notice here, a notice or 2 in. A number of persons have been asking me since my return from Cuba whether I'm going to be returning. I'll be going back to Cuba, whether I'll be going back to Cuba, where I was serving as a diplomat for a couple of years, and a role which I enjoyed, looking after the students, taking care of the patients, assisting Cubans in obtaining their citizenship, and so on and so forth, and representing the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, the country of my birth, which I love so dearly. I have advised my superiors I will not be returning to Cuba. And I've been asked whether I'm going to resume my evening classes, which I've been having since the early 1990s. And I've helped hundreds, literally hundreds of persons, both of student age and adults, to improve their life chances by increasing their academic educational qualifications. I've taught English, I've taught math, I've taught accounts, sociology, history at both O and A level, CSEC and CAPE, and of course I've run courses in conversational French and Spanish, which I happen to be fluent in, as everybody knows. That's my claim to fame. I'm a linguist. And people have been asking me whether I'm going to resume those classes. Well, I'm announcing now that I will be resuming such classes as of next week. And so persons who are interested can turn up at Washington Archibald High School and resume such classes as of Monday of next week at 5 p.m. Okay, you can call me at 669-0984, 669-0984. I also I'm listed in the telephone directory on the name Michael Blake, Wade's Garden. You can call me for more information. But since I've been getting so many requests, and something which I love, not just like, I love the field of education. I love imparting the little that I know. I love helping others to improve themselves, and I love the joy that persons experience when the results come back and it is indicated that they have done well. Although, of course, I have always insisted that success in education is not at all to be measured only by passes, the quality or quantity of passes. But be that as it may, I will be resuming my classes next week. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being a part of Frank and Candid today. Tomorrow we will look at mental illness, and we hope that you will continue to be a part of us. Until such time, remember, do the right thing.
All right, just about 2 minutes on the upside of noon. Coming up next, the midday news. You've been listening to Frank and Candid. Comes your way every morning, Monday to Friday from 11 until 12. Join us again tomorrow for another presentation of Frank and Candid.